Good afternoon, ladies and gents. Welcome back to the channel and thank you for joining me for this wild camp. So we are currently leaving the busy road behind, walking into the woodland. Today's weather is a stark contrast of what we were experiencing last week. It's gone from absolutely belting 37-degree temperatures to constant rain throughout the day, and it's quite windy today as well. But we will endure. I've got a few pieces of new kit to try today. So we've got a new tent that has been very kindly sent over to the channel. We are testing today the 3 FUL gear Lanshan 2. From this point forward, we'll just call it the Freefall Gear Lanshan 2. We've also got a new saw to test and a new stove. So let's crack on quick pace to the camp so we can get a tarp up, because it is threatening to rain in the next half an hour. Well, the rain has arrived a lot sooner than we thought, but this is a lovely surprise. So the gates that are usually in situ here are the V-style metal barriers like this. Sometimes it's hard to get through with wide packs. Wheelchairs have no chance, but instead they have now put in a large gate, which is very, very nice. Do one, rain, at least let me get my camp up first. Come on, play fair. Happens to the best of us. Right, ladies and gents, so as you can see now here, we've got the tarp up, which gives us two things. First of all, we have now a dry admin area to keep all our gear nice and dry in case of any sudden downpours. Again, we are expecting rain throughout the day. Second of all, it gives us a shelter for tonight to have a fire under there, again in the rain. We can get toasted with that under there. Which means the shelter for tonight's kit, the Lanshan 2, is going to be out in the open, in the elements. We have got a nice canopy of leaves from the trees above us here, but we've still got some rain coming in. That will tell me one thing: whether we get any water ingress in that tent tonight is whether I stay or bail from the camp. This is, I believe, the 2026 model, which has had some iterations to the initial design, making it more sturdy. I believe the last one had a couple of plastic clips that were prone to breaking. So this one has had the full upgrades. Now again, the tent has been sent over to the channel for me to test in a bushcraft camp video. And I would like to thank Lance, the gent who sent this. Thank you very much. You've been an absolute pleasure to deal with over the emails. A proper genuine guy. And Lance is starting up his own business. Now when Lance approached me in my emails asking if I'd like to test a new tent, I jumped at the opportunity when I found out it was this one, because I know these are very highly regarded in the hill walking, hiking, wild camping and bushcraft community. This is known as a tension tent or a pole tent, walking pole tent. Not something I usually gravitate to, because again, I don't hill walk, I don't hike, and I don't use walking poles. But the dimensions of this, as you can see, are absolutely tiny. It comes in at 1100 grams, which is absolutely ridiculous. This is about the size of my sleeping pad. In the pack, you will get everything you need to erect this bar and your poles. So again, this may work for some, not others. I have brought a mishmash of poles to try and get this erected today, which should be fun. Again, the gent who sent this is starting up his own business, so if you would be kind enough to use the link I provide in the description box, if by the end of the video you fancy one of these for yourself, I would truly appreciate that. I don't benefit any further than this, but it does help Lance out with his new business, so thank you very much. Bloody sun's coming out now, isn't it? Typical. So we've got a nice flat area here. We're going to scrape back all the crap on the floor, because I believe the base of the tent is a 15 denier. I will put it up on the screen. Right, I'm hoping this area here should be sufficient. Like I say, I've never actually seen one in person, so I'm not sure what sort of footprint it requires. We've got a bit of a log here, but if we go in sort of this area, we should be alright. So the threefold Lanshan 2, my first venture, and time to see what all the hype is about. It's a very thin, well the bag is very thin. Feels much thinner than the tarp, and that's a Ultralight sil nylon tarp. They do two versions of this tent. They do a sil nylon, which is this one. They also do a sil poly, which I believe is on the Pro version, and that is a bit more breathable, and it introduces some new mesh netting inside, which reduces condensation. So I'm going to spare you and me the embarrassment, because again, never put one of these up, so we'll roll out on the floor and then fade to black and bring you back when I've managed to get it up. We will. It opens very nicely packaged. I guarantee you now it ain't going back in like that. I do like these. Now these are extremely cute, tiny, triangular tent pegs. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. So hopefully we got enough there. If not, we've got a couple of wooden ones to finish going out. But look at them. They're the cutest things I've ever seen. They should be nice and easy to put in the ground as well, which could be a plus or a minus, because the easier they go in, usually the easier they come out. Now be kind and don't laugh. Again, I'm not a hill walker and I do not possess walking poles, but what we're working with today, first of all, this is one of the poles from the Polish Lavu. These come in segments, but incidentally when these are together, well, -1, it comes in at bang on 120 centimeters, which is the recommended height for each door. So well, that's the problem we're going to have. These falling apart by the time I've got them in there. So we need that one in there. Or do we'll have that one there. Right, so 120 centimeters according to Easy. So that should be absolutely hunky-dory. We're going to put that end in the floor, that end at the top. Let us see. Let's try and get this in one. I know we've got doors on both sides, and we should have a pocket in here, so let's find that first. Let's locate the pockets. If this works, there's no reason why we can't just carry on with this, because again, I don't really have a need for... That seems a bit low. What do you reckon? Yeah, so this is indeed the 2026. We do have metal ram's head clips there. So let's just peg this out very quickly. Is that intended to be a knotted? Yes. I think we'll get away with that. I think that's a decent height. Right, second pole. Don't laugh again. This is one of my legs from my broken unused tripod. We did have two, and we actually used these for the Dutch Army tent. Unfortunately I snapped the thinnest part on the leg getting out one day, so I'm going to match this up with the other one to try and get 120, but these are a good idea. If I can get another one of these, I'd be happy with that. It's a bit higher, so what we'll do, reduce it at the bottom. I think it needs to be a bit higher than that side actually, but hey ho. Get them both the same. Right, so hopefully the mic's picking me up from there. We finally got the Lanshan 2 up, and do you know what? From the first go, I don't feel that ashamed at how it turned out. I think that's a pretty solid pitch. We haven't got any creases in any of the fabric. I've noticed we have got two more guy out points to create a bit more space inside here, but they only give you 8 pegs and you actually use them to get the main pitch. Quality is extremely nice. I've got some nice dyneema here. I will show you what's going on with the tension setup with the metal ram's head clips. I've no idea what I've done there, but it has tensioned out. It tensions from both ends, here and there. I did undo a knot which was already in the line, and I've noticed the knot's already in that line, so I might have to copy that again. I don't know, it might be a stop knot or something like that. But there we go guys. Again, quality looks very nice. It's a nice feeling fabric, very nicely stitched, and the poles, as you can see, actually went in quite well. I wouldn't mind 2 of the extending poles. You'd have to piss about with the poles falling apart on you, which they did a number of times, but this is the side I'm going to be using today. So let's get in here and have a look. Now, it did take me a lot longer than it would take most people. Again, the tents associated with hill walking and hiking, they're all pretty much the same as this. You can either get a freestanding or a tension tent. So once you familiarise yourself with one, you know, they're all pretty much the same. So it would go a lot quicker with someone from that area of expertise. But there we go, bathtub floors pulled out nice, got loads of room in there. It's a 2-man tent. It looks alright, to be fair. Let's go in and have a look. Oh. So, ladies and gents, welcome to the inside of the tent. So straight away, absolutely massive amounts of room. I don't want to put my feet in because they are very muddy. Ground is very claggy today. But a couple of new introductions to the tent, I believe, are they've got new waterproof storm zips on the front. The metal ram's head, as we mentioned before. It's nice to see we've got a couple of clips up here for lights. And we are testing the new beam pump from Outzak today as well. They have also got a 6000 hydrostatic bathtub floor in 15D PU nylon. I think the actual fly is 5000 hydrostatic head, and again the 15D PU nylon coating. The floor does feel very, very delicate. I will in future, I think, be using a ground sheet with this. We can use the Adventure Ridge tarp for that. Packs down really small, doesn't really weigh anything. But again, loads of room. We've already got flies in here, fantastic. But nice and bright. Again, we can pull these out if we wish, and I might do that because you do get extra guy lines in the kit to do that. And we've got a couple of wooden stakes left, so it will pull the mesh off your head a little bit more here, but plenty of room to sit up. You can even get changed in here. You've got some nice vestibules there to keep your kit in, which I'll be doing. So hopefully, proof is in the pudding now whether this has been fully tape seamed as promised, and this is ready to go from the bag. Dimensions you've seen yourself, packs down to absolutely nothing, 1100 grams, and if you want the pro version, that adds a few more features inside to reduce condensation. Price, I think this one, looking on the website of the gent who actually sent it, this is 90 quid. That is no money for this quality. Even though this isn't, you know, an entry budget tent, it feels quite premium. I'm extremely happy with it. We've got some nice venting up here, so hopefully, again, as long as you keep all your wet gear, damp gear out of here, condensation should be kept to a minimum. But yeah, very well put together. Nice tight mesh there to keep the midges out as well. But happy so far, fantastic. Nice tea. Forgot what's in that one, but I'm sure we'll enjoy it. That should do us for tea and dinner. Tea and breakfast. So we've checked out the new tent. Now let's check out the new saw we're testing for today's camp. This is the Silky Zubat. Again, these are awesome saws made in Japan, and a lot of people prefer these over the actual Silky Gomboys and the folding saws. This is new to me. I've never used one before, but this was sent to the channel by an awesome friend and follower, Daz. So thank you very much, Daz, if you're watching. I know you will be because you're awesome. But comes out in rollers, and we have that savage curved blade there. This is the Zubat 330, 7.5 teeth per inch, and this is the professional version. Feels quite nice, got a rubberized grip there, nice in the hand. I know again the blades are very expensive to replace on these, you're looking at about 50 quid, which leaves you with just the handle. But he said he's had this for many years now, still on the original blade, and it's never let him down. It's still very bitey. Awesome saws. As you know, if you watch the channel, I've got the Silky Big Boy out back. That is again a tremendous saw, but the curve on that blade is nowhere near as pronounced as that one. So we're going to have a go at this today. I've got plenty of ash about, and it's time to collect some wood for tonight's fire. So let's crack on. Bloody hell. That will certainly do the business. And so will that on the ankles. Oh. Naughty, naughty. Very nice. So, ladies and gents, as you've just seen there, using the Outzak beam pump to inflate my mattress and the pillow. I'll also be using that as my tent light source tonight. It's an absolutely fantastic little device. I know Flextail have just released something similar, but I did a giveaway for this in the review video last, and not one of yous, apart from one, actually followed the instructions to enter to get yourself one of these. So we had one winner, and that was Martin, Gunslinger 1962. He has got one of these winging its way, well, not currently, it's not released until next month, but as soon as that's released, he will be getting one of these for himself. Again, fantastic little device. You got your light, pump, and vacuum in there as well. Another new piece of kit that has been sent over to the channel. I know some of you are tired of hearing me saying, oh, this has been sent to the channel, this has been sent to the channel, but I don't care, frankly. I've worked my bleeding arse off on this channel, and we've got to a state now where companies and friends and followers are sending me gear. And don't think I'm not grateful, because I am truly grateful. So another new piece of gear. This one's a cooker sent over by Wolf, my awesome friend. This is the Epigas gas burner. I believe these were very popular stoves back in the 70s and 80s, and again this is a bomb-proof bit of kit that has lasted all them years, still going strong. So we'll be using that tonight to boil my water to get my brew on, which I'll be doing very soon. But again, thank you very much to all the companies and all the friends that get in touch with me asking me to test new gear. Absolutely love it. Brought a nice big canister of gas for this today. I picked up about, I think it was 8 of these. No, I'm lying. 15 of these, believe it or not, for a £5. It was a damaged box from actual Outdoor Revolution. I've never used them. I've kept them as kind of an emergency fuel. But with this one, I think I'll use one today. But 15 of these for a £5. Can you believe that? I cannot. So let's get one of these on here. Screw it in. Simple as that. We've got an awesome stove for use tonight. Going in with the Operation Dynamo coffee from State Detective. Very nice coffee. Right, so that's that brew out the window. If I could count, in fact I've lost count of the amount of brews I've kicked over at camp, or pots of water. I'm not going to make another one just yet because I've only brought 1.5 litres of water. It is quite humid, although there is a breeze blowing through. I am very thirsty. We're going to need water to cook tonight's meal, which is another one of these MREs. Not sure what's in this one. Let's have a look. It does have a flameless ration heater, but that requires water. This one is Pindi Chan Aloo. Brown biscuits, mixed fruit snack, mango, banana, apple, strawberry. We've got a fortified energy drink powder, again requires water. And cookies and cream. We got coffee in there, tea, moist wipes, tissues, chewing gums, reusable polybag, spark, flameless ration heater. So I'm gonna have to ration the water. I hope it rains because then we can capture some water in some pots off the corner at the type or something. I also don't want to leave camp to go to a shop to get more, because this area is renowned for pillocks and wrong'uns, so we're gonna have to make do with what we got. I have brought my whiskey, but that's not really thirst quenching, is it? So I might have one of these fortified energy drinks just to quench my thirst. So I'm very thirsty. Fortified energy drink powder. Strawberry. Oh, I tell you what though, that smells bloody lush. That smells like, if you're from the UK, I don't know whether they did this chewing gum anywhere else in the world, but strawberry hubba bubba. That is exactly what that smells like. Well, this should have all sorts of electrolytes and good stuff in it, so that's another 400ml gone. Oh, get in my face. That's lovely. That powder doesn't dissolve very fast. So far at camp, we've got all the firewood we're probably going to need for tonight. We have got a burnt out campfire just in front of us. We can nick some of them embers to help ours along. There has been a fire ban, but we've had a couple of days continuous rain now, so I think we're safe tonight. We are going to contain it anyway and scrape back any detritus on the floor. And now I am just hoping for that rain tonight. So I've just had a bit of a scare, ladies and gents. I lost my gloves. I've been looking for them for literally the last 20 minutes. I'm getting to that age now, I'm a sod for it. I'll put things down and I won't remember where I've put them. The amount of things I've lost in this woodland through that, it's unbelievable. I've lost torches, left guy lines. It's only going to get worse. I put it down to old age. 46 now. 46 and I'm already forgetting stuff. Right, so I knew there was going to be battening to be done, so I brought the S1XB from Falkneven, because this one is hard to beat when you're processing wood in this way. Obviously got an axe, but I wanted to go light on this one, so hence why I use this. Hard to argue with that performance, really, isn't it? Not seeing a soul today. I think only 1 or 2 dogs as well. No one's walked through, so hopefully we're in for a quiet night. No disturbances, no disruptions. Although there is a digital spy in this wood now. One of my mates has sorted that and he sends me footage of people that have come down here. They've seen it and they've gone on their merry way, so goodness knows what they're doing or planning on doing when they're down here, but as soon as I see that, they scarper, which can only be a good thing. Just explodes the wood apart. This, it's absolutely fantastic. Edge retention next to none. Full convex. One of the easiest grinds to sharpen. Again, holds its edge, and it's just a beast. Oops. My drink's in there, you silly sausage. Honestly, bloody hell. Go over there. Get out of the way. The fire's only for ambiance and warmth tonight. Like I said, we've got the heat pack in the ration pack, so that'll take care of the curry. We've got a stove for brews. Just haven't got enough water, unfortunately. So fingers crossed for that rain. Twofold, because then we can test the waterproofness of the tent and refill our bottles. Probably the best cinders I've used these. Make them at home. Absolutely cost pence. Perform 99.9.2765 9% of the time. Take a spark, take a light from a naked flame as well, and they just work. Pretty good in wind. Sorry you can't see it there, but I'm just going to get this fire going. Get it established for tonight. What time are we on? We are currently on 4:30. So yeah, probably way too early for this, like, but and then we'll just build a small teepee around it, just to protect it from the wind. All sides. That should do us. Alright, so I've also just finished a fantastic 40-minute live, chatting to you awesome guys. So for all of you that jumped in and said hello, thank you very much. That was awesome. I'm glad to know it actually works down here, because I can do them in future camps, you know, just take an hour out, chat to you guys, and then carry on filming. But my phone was on data saver, so I think it was a bit pixelated, but we can rectify that for next time. Fire's going nicely now. Got some really nice seasoned dried ash just at the back. We've still got a full length of that, so that should be sufficient for tonight's burn. Oh, it's just absolutely fantastic. Love it. I also had the pleasure of meeting a lad off Instagram just yesterday, or was it Sunday? Lost track of my days. Mick, Vade Outdoors. Great to meet you, pal. We shared an afternoon together, had a brew, had a chat. Very like-minded people. He's more into the hill walking. He does a lot of marathons for charity, which is absolutely awesome. But we are going to try and sort out a camp together. He's going to show me a few of his haunts. I say he's more up in the hills than he is down in the woods. So he's got some really nice places I'm looking forward to see. And I've got the perfect kit for it now as well. Like I say, I do have some very, very ultralight gear that I've collected over the years. I do have obviously the one side with smoky up, things like that. It's a great tent, but it is just a shelter. You don't get an inner in that. It is just basically a shelter. With this, you've got the inner and the outer, so much more protected from the elements. So hopefully we can use that, combine that with all the gear I've got. I haven't got an ultralight pack. I think the lightest one I've got out of all of them is the Carrymore SF, which will probably suffice for a night or two. Like I say, when you consider how small and light some of the gear is now. Yeah. So hopefully that will be on the books for a future video in the near future, fingers crossed. What I don't understand is when people buy these tents and then pitch them up under a tarp. Or when I've been watching the reviews for this tent, I've noticed that a few people do take bivy bags in the tent with them. And I'm thinking, what's the point in putting a tent under a tarp or putting a bivy bag inside the tarp when the whole idea of the tent is to protect you from the elements from all sides? I think you're just taking more gear than you need to, and if the tent isn't keeping you dry, then clearly there's an issue. But I think I'd always have an admin area like this, nice dry shelter away from the tent, just so you've got somewhere to work, process food, wood, because a tent of that size, although it's quite roomy inside for moving and sleeping, I wouldn't want to be cooped up in there for too long. I'd always prefer this. The shelter, the tarp shelter, is always going to be king for me. Absolutely. So versatile, and it allows this. I'm seeing a lot of burnt out fires in this woodland now, and the size of them, they're literally bonfires. I don't know why people are making fires so big. All you need is a small contained cooking fire, just for heat. You can get close to it, you know, you can enjoy it. Bonfires, your fire's over there and you're over here, you're not getting the benefit of it. And you've got that controlling aspect as well. At least with this, you know, I can scrape everything together, keep it contained. With that, you can't get close enough to it to even do anything to it. Waste not, want not. Want not, waste not. I'll get it right one day. Right, ladies and gents, so we are rapidly losing the light in this woodland now, so while we've still got some available lights, let's get my tea on. So we've got the flameless reaction pack here. So tear, fill line, using precious water. We've got to put this in. We've got a reseal pack as well, which we'll just put there. Now, I buggered the last one up because I stood it up when I should have laid it down. So, what we're going to do now, and I think I put way too much water in as well. So, do as that. Right, and that should be it. Just leave it there, let it heat up on the pack. That should expand, and I'm hoping that doesn't explode because I think I put the right amount of water in, but we shall soon find out. I think we might just manage tonight, even if we don't get any rain. Let's just close that up before any more bleeding mishaps. I'll have enough for a small drink in a bit and a small coffee in the morning. Hopefully if we get some rain, I'll leave a pot under the tent, just on one of the corners to collect the water, and we should be alright. Fire's going nicely there now. Another thing I'd just like to mention while I've got your attention is you may have noticed a small drop in quality on the videos. Reason being, I used to be a right faffer with all the camera settings. I used to use manual settings, ND filters and all sorts. You know, the end result is absolutely fantastic, but it takes a lot of time in the editing process, as well as filming and everything else. It does kind of put a downer on things, especially when you're getting like 200-300 views per video. I'm not complaining about that, you know, the algorithm has changed a lot this last year, and everyone's took a hit on views, but I'm now using just the simplest method of point and shoot. The camera's pretty adept anyway, so you know, it controls all sorts of scenarios, lighting. You might get the odd fluctuation in different daylight colours, but I can live with that, and it's good enough, because from what I've seen, a lot of channels are recording videos on what looks to be a potato, and they're getting hundreds of thousands of views. So, you know what I mean, why should I put that extra effort in if I'm not getting the payoff? It just makes sense. So apologies for the smoky vision. Just restoked the fire. My tea is now done, and it is hot this time, which is nice. It's quite lumpy. I don't know what this one is. As long as it's edible, you lay no qualms from me. You can't just tear this open, but what is the fun in that? So this is a Pindi Chana Alu. Looks very orange. Oh, just off that was alright. So this is actually steaming hot, which is a lot better than the last one. If any of you guys know the cheapest place to actually get these for future meals, please do let me know. I'm not sure that is going to pick my head up, but this looks full of beans and mushrooms. We're using the supplied spork as well, so let's give this a go. I'm hoping this isn't going to be too hot where I need a bleeding drink with it, because again we're rationing water. I have just checked. Okay. So lots and lots of chickpeas, in there. Give you a look. Very gloopy. Just what you need. Bit of stodge. Oh. I'm going to enjoy this. Now, I don't see any meat in that at all, which is a bit of a pee take, if I should say, a bit of a piss take if you're charging 15 quid a meal. I want some meat in that. Still tasty though. But you wouldn't ever catch me going into a curry house asking for a chickpea curry. We are expecting rain at 10 o'clock now, and I believe it's all the way through to 3 o'clock tomorrow evening. So, a great idea putting this up. Means we can put things away, bits and pieces, under the dryness of the tarp, under the shelter of the tarp, and then we've just got to tackle that last bit at the end. I've changed my mind, this is crap. Could have put some chicken in there or something. Need some desserts. I think we'll have to get another one of them and us before bed. But we have got some. So this is a pudding. Mixed fruit snack, this one. They are quite nice. It's got some moisture in it, which is what I severely need. And what still tastes like them jarred baby foods, Robocop food. Can't complain though, that is nice. What is the date on this one? So this was June or July 2025. So just over a year past the expiry date. Still tastes fine though, which is what these are designed for. Time for number 2 of my fortified energy drink. Probably not ideal given the time of night. It is just 8:05, but I'm very thirsty, so goodbye precious water. We are expecting heavy downpours from 10 o'clock tonight all the way through, I think I've mentioned. So I've got a rain capture device up here, one under the tent, but if not, I've got a tiny bit there which will do for a coffee in the morning. And we've got cookies and cream, energy bar and some biscuits for breakfast. You could probably stretch these for 2 uses. Oh bloody hell, they smell so good in the powder, just in the packets. You almost don't want to add water and just like tip it in your face. Oh, forgot to tell you as well, the channel has actually got its first merch in the form of patches, channel patches. So if you're interested in one of the patches, I've sold a few already. Hit me up in Instagram or on here, and they're a tenner each, £10 each including postage, and they're like a PVC. They're quite good quality actually. I were selling the leather patches at one point. I didn't really end up selling them, I just give them away. But this one, they are being sold. So nothing but rounds of ash now. I've got the last of it on, so that should give me at least 2 hours, I'd say. Then we're down to embers, and then I will be retiring. Quite tired. But mind, I didn't get to bed last night till what was it, 2 o'clock I went to bed. I was up at about 10. But I am on my jolly still, so you know. I'm excited for the rain. I literally cannot wait to be in that tent and listen to that downpour on the tent. Fingers crossed we stay dry in there as well. I have brought a towel just in case we do get any sort of water ingress, just to soak it up, but fingers crossed, won't need it. Right, ladies and gents, so we're in the tent. I can just hear the rain has come down now. Very light, but it is here as promised at 10:15. We've got my bag just at the side of me here in this vestibule. Got my boots just behind the camera in that vestibule, and coffee, paraphernalia for the morning. We've got quite a few flies in here, but they all seem to be congregating around the light, so it's not too bad. But it is physically warm in here. Quite surprised. We did bring 2 thin sort of blankets. Brought the under blanket from the DD hammocks and the Snug Pack jungle bag with a built-in mesh, and I am very toasty. Right, I'll be bringing you guys back if we do get any more heavy rain, so take it easy and I'll see you soon. Well, the rain is truly setting now. It's 12 o'clock, and I think this is in until tomorrow evening. Still not downpour, just a moderate rain, but no water ingress to speak of so far, which is good. It is still quite warm there, so we shall see how we get on in the morning. So good night, ladies and gents, and I'll see you then. Bye bye. Good morning, ladies and gents. Hope you're all well. So it is currently around 9 o'clock in the morning. Bang on 9 o'clock in the morning. Had a pretty decent kip. Very broken. I think I got off for about an hour, woke up messing about on my phone, and then sort of drifted in and out of sleep through the night. The rain, when it came, which was about 10 o'clock, pretty much stayed through the night, but I slept okay. Nice and warm, even just with the single blanket on. And I'm glad to report there is no water pooling inside the tent. Although I will say there is a lot of mud splash up against the bathtub and even on the mesh, which is surprising given how far out the vestibule doors are. That can be rubbed off before we put it away. Right, I'm hoping I've collected enough water outside to make a brew. That is the first priority on my list. So looking at my options for water collection, I definitely won't be going with that one. We got bird crap all over the bleeding tap, but we've got a few more options. I did put the plastic bag out. That's caught a little bit there. We can filter that through the coffee filter. But this one's a jackpot. There we go. Full pot of water. Gotta clean my pots, clean some stuff, and have a brew. Nice. The tent did very well during that rain. We had a little bit of wind, but there was no rustling from the material, so it wasn't that kept me awake. We do have a little bit of saturation going into the seam, but nothing came through. and it's beading the water quite nicely there. Tents are definitely still, in my opinion, a bit of a faff in dank weather like this. When it comes to things like putting boots on, especially my boots that have got like 1200 lace holes, but we managed it this morning. But yeah, cracking little tent, lightweight, blends in nicely with this environment as well, and a really good price. Well chuffed with that. Oh yes, this is winning, guys. This is the gold. Take a long hard look. Winning at camping. I've missed you so much. Just thinking about it, I didn't have one coffee at camp yesterday. Probably why I slept so badly. So I've just been messing about in my pockets, and I found a gun casing in the Swan Dry smock. And I'm not sure whether it was Josh or Luke who gave me this at the Bushcraft show. I think it was one of them. I have got a fire steel at home that snapped the wooden top off, so this, if I can open it up enough, might just be wide enough in diameter. Let's put that fire steel in. Hold the shit up. Piss off, wasps. Fucking two of them. Get out. I'll kill you. Right guys, so there's no cooking this morning. I barely do any cooking in the morning, to be honest, when I'm leaving camp. I've got the rest of that MRE. I'll have the cookies and cream energy bar and a couple of biscuits for jam. Finish my brew and then get packed away. The good thing about these materials is it does dry off quite quickly when the sun decides to peek its head out. But I believe we have got raining through the day as well, up until 3 o'clock this evening, so I don't want to be packing away in the rain, and if I do I'll just have to put it out to dry when I get home. So, of all the gear I've tested on this camp, we've got the tent, that's a win. We've got the saw, that's a win. The stove, it's a Belton stove that, and I think that's got the original line on it from when Well bought it back in the 70s. So it just goes to show that, you know, you don't need to replace all your gear for new gear. A lot of gear does last, and that is the proof. And the Lanshan, a great little Lanshan pump, no issues. No, it's such a shame about this woodland. It's an absolutely beautiful space, flat level ground for your tents or whatever you want to do. There's a massive array of trees, all broadleaf. You've got lime, you've got cottonwood or poplar, you've got a small leaved maple, you've got large leaf maple, you've got ash. But you just get the idiots coming down ruining it. Plus it's dangerous anyway, because a lot of the trees do go down quite easily in the winds. But yeah, we haven't got many spaces like this now. On that note as well, if you've stumbled upon this video and it's not even the content you usually watch, but you are considering maybe doing a camp, I'd say go for it. Go buy yourself some cheap gear. Not too cheap that it's going to fail and you're going to end up leaving it all in the woods, but something nice, something mid-range, entry level, but good quality. There's loads of websites and loads of stores out there that sell it and will help you. And get out and try it for yourself. If you're too scared to do it yourself, ask a friend or a family member, because it only takes that one time for it to click and you'll do it forever. It's an amazing feeling when you're out and you're learning the skills, and you stop seeing a wood for the trees, but you start seeing them for food, resources, medicine. It is an amazing feeling. Getting all philosophical there. For instance, sphagnum moss. You probably see some on the tree behind me here. Before I was all knowledgeable and I learnt the skills, I just seen that as green fluff on a tree. Now I know I can safely wipe my arse with that when I'm in the woods. It's also highly antibacterial, holds more than its weight in water, and is great for cooking stuff in the fire as well. So this is what's left of the fire. Very few coals in there. Everything's out. Mainly ash, and for the amount of ash we put on here last night, that is pretty impressive. So any of these large lumps now can just be dispersed into the bushes. A little bit of foil, we can take that away with us, but the rest of it is just pretty much ash. And as a Brucey bonus, if you haven't actually got any coals remaining in the fire the next day, you can use these to get your fire going again, as long as you've kept it dry, either by just introducing a spark or a flame that will reignite the ember, just like a piece of char cloth. You can use that again to blow tinder into flame, which we're not going to do. So I think I've got a small puncture on the mat somewhere. I'll have to get that in the bath and have a look. Really good mat, just wish it was a bit wider. Might even have a look for a wider mat. But yeah, we'll have to sort that. Right, ladies and gents, so I thought you might like to see how the tent looks when it's been repackaged into its bag. Now this has just been stuffed and crushed, but it's nice to know if you need to get away in an emergency and just stuff this away, the bag is big enough. You will get it down a lot more compact if you take your time to fold this, but it's only coming out the bag when I get home to dry it off anyway, so still a very small compact tent. Awesome. I will say you get 8 tent pegs supplied with this, which gives you just enough to peg out the sides and the 4 corners. The 2 extra rig out points on the apex of the tent requires 2 extra ones. Now why they couldn't put 2 extra pegs in each one, I don't know. They're only tiny, it couldn't cost, you know, any more than pence. But just bear that in mind if you do pick one of these up. Put an extra 2 in, just so you can peg them 2 ends out. Right, ladies and gents, so that wraps up yet another wild camp. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I've enjoyed the camp. It's been a bit of a wet and a bit muddy one, but between the tent and the tarp, I've managed to keep everything dry with minimal muddy gear to take home and clean. I've been happy with all the gear I've brought out into the woods to test this weekend, especially the tent. For the pack size, the weight and the price of that thing, it's a no-brainer to go and buy one. But if you do, please use the link in the description box that I provide. Again, I don't benefit from that, but it does help the kind gent who sent the tent to me to show you guys to set up his new business. I think on his site, I could be wrong, but it's not much over $89.99, and I think the Sil Poly one is 130. So I think the Lanshan normally goes for around 130. So check it out. Yeah, that's it. As you can see, everything's been squared away, nice and tidy. The fire's gone. You can just see where the tent was. But, hopefully with more rain today, that'll wetten up just as much as everything else. Alright guys, I'm going to stop gabbing and get out of here. So until the next one, you stay safe, and as always, stay crafty. See you again. Bye bye. It's funny that, isn't it? I've always got to come back for a camera.